my god, I use Google Calendar. Like, duh, everybody does. Hey y'all, what is up? It is Marissa, Nicole, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is one that I've like touched on here and there. I've given you guys some tips throughout my college years of different ways that I like organize my finances and budget and use bullet journals and everything like that. However, I want to make a video compiling all of those things into one today, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you how essentially I get my life together, because right now I am in desperate need of it. If you're new to my channel, one, you should subscribe because we have a ton of fun over here. But two, I recently just got a puppy like 2 weeks ago going on, and my life has been in a shambles ever since. I am sleep deprived. I have not been able to get anything done. I work from home, but all of my time is spent with the little one, of course. I try to get her on a schedule of like napping and playing and training and all the things. We're up like every hour, 2 hours to take her outside to go potty in the middle of the night. Like, there's just so many things going on, and I have not done an ounce of like work in the 2 weeks that we've gotten her because I can't seem to find the time, even though there's plenty of time. Like, I need to make it work. But I think, one, I was soaking in precious puppy time. Like, obviously I want to get the cuddles, I want to play with her, I want to do all the things. And two, I think I was just avoiding it because it is kind of like hectic and it's stressful to think about and to like try to get everything organized. However, I know I need to do it. So today I'm forcing myself to sit down and do it. And I thought that I would kind of take you guys along for the journey so that way you can see how I do it like real time. Like, I'm not even just going to be telling you, oh my god, I use Google Calendar. Like, duh, everybody does. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you guys what I do to get organized, and we're going to get organized today, get my schedule together to some degree as much as I possibly can. However, my first tip before we even like dive into this is to be flexible. Give yourself grace sometimes. I know not everybody watching this video got a puppy, but everybody has things going on in their life. Whether you have a kid, whether you have a significant other, whether you are playing a sport, there's something going on in your life that makes it just a little bit harder to get things done. And as much as I'm gonna try to get my shit together today and get on a good schedule, I'm still gonna give myself grace. Sometimes I sleep in, maybe sometimes I don't go directly by the hour to the hour of my schedule, and you don't have to either. I just kind of want to throw that out there because we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Also, sorry for like my get up. Basically I just wear sweatpants all day, anything that has a loose leg, because she likes to bite my ankles right now or my pant legs, and if I wear leggings she gets skin. And then also I'm just wearing sweaters because it's cold outside and I have to take her outside every hour and a half to go potty. So we are a puppy mom now. Fashion does not exist. Before I dive in and like break this all down and start this process, I am gonna kind of just list out the different things that I use in case you're just curious, but I will go in depth. We'll go like category by category through all of these areas to get my stuff together. So one thing that I use the most is my digital planner. So I plan on my iPad here, and I have a digital planner that I use to like take notes in when I have like work meetings, but it also has like a calendar and like weekly views for me to like plan out habits and just my daily schedule and to-do lists and everything. So one, get yourself a planner if you do not have one yet already. If you want to use paper, go right ahead. I'm just going to be using a digital planner because that's what I'm using right now. If you guys want to check out the one that I'm using, it's actually one that I created myself. I will link it down below in my Etsy shop. You guys can check it out. It's super amazing. There's like hyperlinks everywhere. It's super user-friendly. It's been a game changer for me and I absolutely love it. Step one, get a planner. This can kind of go with your planner, but you want to figure out which mode of note-taking or organization works best with you. I work well in like all of the areas. So I like handwritten, I like digital, I like digitally planning, I like sticky notes, I like it all. So I use it all, and you guys will see that. So for me, I have this notebook that specifically has a lot of my YouTube stuff in it. This has always been like my YouTube notebook. Of course, I know that not everybody watching this are YouTubers, but like get a notebook for your job, or get a notebook for your side hustle, your small business, get a notebook for your kids' sports. Like, have something that's separate, whatever works best with you in the way that you plan. I love handwriting stuff, and so sometimes I will write down like bullet points for when I'm like actually filming a video, like talking points that I want to make sure I say. That is kind of what I use this notebook for. But you can also see that I use this notebook for sticky notes. So it's kind of like, I don't know, a 2-in-1. I like the sticky notes because I can kind of move them around. I can throw them away when I'm done. And ultimately, like, I know I'm wasting paper by wasting sticky notes, but then I'm not like going through my notebook as quickly, or I don't have to like rip out pages when I'm done with it because I hate ripping pages out of a notebook. This is just my method. You need to find your method. I used to actually use a calendar, like dry erase board up here with these sticky notes. It would just go up there. I will pop a picture up right here of what it used to look like. And that method worked great for me, to be honest. I miss it. I like visually seeing it every day. So that's something that you might also want to think about, is if you're a visual learner or if you just put it in your app and you just want reminders, like what again works best for you. You gotta figure that out. I'm also just now noticing that I was like sitting on my face like this for a very long time and I have this like red mark here. So we're just gonna ignore that. But the three like main things that I also use more so on like my desktop computer aside from my digital planner to help keep me organized is going to of course be Google Calendar. Like, I lived through Google Calendar all through college college, it helped me so much. I love the color coordinating that you can do. I love having different actual calendars to like organize stuff, and I can like just view one thing if I want to. Like the whole setup of Google Calendar is so freaking amazing. So I'm gonna walk you through kind of how I'm gonna get that organized for myself. I also really like using Google Keep, and this is actually a new one for me, like post grad. I never even knew that this existed. I don't know if it's really new, but it's new for me and I absolutely love it. It's essentially like sticky notes, but like digitally. So if you don't want to keep using sticky notes like I do, or if your lists are really long and obviously doesn't fit on a sticky note, this has been great, and I'll kind of walk you through that. And then for my job, we use Outlook as like our email server. So I use Outlook Calendar for like scheduling a lot of my job stuff, but a lot of that is going to be duplicated in my Google Calendar, which another tip for you guys would be you cannot have an item that is really important in too many places. What I mean by that is, especially in college, like I would write that down in my bullet journal. I would have sticky notes in my room. I would have it in my Google Calendar. I would have it on Carmen. I would have it everywhere because I would rather write it down 6 different times. That way I didn't forget it, instead of maybe only having it on my Google Calendar and that day I decided to check everything else but Google Calendar and missed it. I like to duplicate things because it just is a surefire way that I don't forget a meeting or forget an assignment, which I don't really have to do assignments anymore, thank God. But those are all of the elements that I use to get organized. So now we can actually like dive in and do those things because again, I need to get my shit together. If you didn't see the video that I did, I think the other week about day blocking, I would highly suggest go watching that because I thoroughly enjoyed the concept of day blocking or like time blocking. If you haven't heard of it, Google it or go watch my video. I'll link it down below because it worked really well for me and I just really like the concept. I like the way that it was played out. So I'm actually going to be doing that today. I'm going to be kind of doing day blocking and time blocking with other modes of my organization because it just seems to work the best for me and I really like it. Now I did already do this step in that day blocking video. However, I want to do it again because I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. And I also just want to start from the beginning to show you guys how I'm doing this. So I'm just going to get like a blank piece of paper for myself because what we're going to do is write out everything that I need to do on a weekly basis. These are things that have to get done, need to get done, and that happen every week. So I'm not going to put in here like dentist appointments or dermatologist appointments or anything else that are just like sporadic hair appointments, whatever. I'm going to put in here my work schedule, and that includes for me like my job, but also like my social media job, like what needs to get done on the back end. And if you have set plans every week, like going to the gym every day, or if you're still in school, like making sure that you have your quiz every Friday, like just go through what happens every week in a typical week for you. And for me, I'm just gonna write all those down and make a list first. Now, because I've already done this, I already knew that I wanted to like kind of chunk these into groups, but if you just kind of like brain dump them out, that's totally fine. I would just suggest grouping them, whether you're using like a colored marker or rewriting the list or whatever, into like items. And I say this because when you're going to day block or when you're trying to organize something into a certain day or again, a block of when you're gonna do that, it's really, really helpful if you put like items together because it takes your brain less time to like task switch, which means you're gonna be more efficient and more productive by doing kind of like the same thing during the day rather than having to switch between, at least for me, like editing for 6 hours where I'm not like speaking and I'm more calm and relaxed and I'm just at my desk, to then switching over and having to be ready to record a podcast, which is usually when we're drinking, we're like hectic or funny. It's not a good transition for me because I'm already like usually tired and I'm just more calm. So I want to kind of put that task with something likewise. That way I'm like ready to do that next thing, if that makes sense. However, if you are in school though, it is good to kind of switch it up. For example, you don't want to put all of your reading assignments on the same day because you're gonna get tired of reading. So you can switch it up to give yourself a break. However, some items are good to keep together to just keep your flow going. We're gonna hop over to my desk and actually outline my hourly schedule because the kicker is, at least for me, again, not everybody's like this, I'm working this around the new puppy. So I need to get her schedule down so that way I can fit all of my things into her schedule. This is just good if you have other schedules like your class schedule or maybe your work schedule. So if you're wanting to do day blocking or time blocking, you'll need to know all these schedules. So we're just gonna kind of plug mine into my puppy schedule, but you will of course plug yours into whatever works best for you or what schedules you have going on. I'm gonna do this next step in my digital planner because my digital planner is an hourly setup and like a daily setup. So it'll be perfect and I can kind of copy and paste this digitally and it'll take a lot less time just between the pages or whatever on my planner. And let me go ahead and I will screen share with you guys. What I wanna do is block off the times that I have things going on. So I already have a schedule for Little Miss over here. So I'm essentially just gonna like plop that into my calendar and like block out those time zones so I know that I can't schedule anything else in that block. Okay, So these blue bars are essentially when Little Miss is awake right now, and her schedule will ever be changing as she gets older. But right now, with her being 10 weeks, I can only get work done while she's napping. But where there's this blue box, I already know that I cannot do anything during that time. And so I'm just gonna go through and copy and paste this throughout my whole week here. And now essentially I'm gonna be taking this list and I'm gonna be plugging and chugging everything that I need to get done in the week into these little open slots. So that way I can get everything done. And like, what time am I gonna work on something? When am I going to film? When am I just gonna like get stuff done? Let's figure this out. I think I figured this out in the best-ish way. It's also trial and error because I don't know if this will work out unless I try it, but typically videos can take me anywhere between like 4 and 6 hours to edit if they're like normal length. So I tried to make sure that, especially with my videos, I gave myself like 3 different 2-hour chunks to get it done. And of course, if I get it done early, that just gives me like free time, which is great. So let me just walk you through the week. So I have for Sundays, we're gonna film my Let's Talk Tuesdays in the morning. I'm gonna edit the podcast a little bit. Then the next 2 hours, I'm gonna film Monday's video, and then I'm gonna edit some of Monday's video. On Monday, we're going to make the episode graphics for my podcast episode that goes live that week. We're also going to edit Let's Talk Tuesday because that goes up the next day. Then we're going to play with the pup, edit some more of Monday's video, play with the pup, edit some more of Monday's video, and that gives me 3 different chunks for the videos. I'm also being proactive because this editing Monday video is actually going to be for next Monday. So if for whatever reason I cannot get it done, I will try to fit it in other like free time. And so I'm trying to get things done like a week in advance rather than like even a day or even 2 days before, because I've just learned that my schedule doesn't work out that way anymore. Tuesday, I plan to go to my job, 2 different stores there because Griffin has Tuesdays and Wednesdays off, so I don't have to deal with the pup that day. So those boxes are all done, so I can just like worry about work. And if I get done early, again, I have free time to come home, either hang out with Griffin, hang out with the pup, or get more work done. And then the same thing for Wednesday, I scheduled to go to another store, and again, just leaving the whole day blank other than potentially recording the podcast on Wednesday nights. I do have to like talk to my friends who co-hosted with me to figure out what days we do that on, but either way, Tuesday and Wednesday are open for work, and hopefully I'll have free time to do other things. Thursday, we're gonna edit Friday's video all day. Friday, we're going to film Wednesday's video for the next week, so it's not a full week in advance, but I still get plenty of days to do it. And then we're gonna edit Wednesday's video. On Saturday, doing some laundry, changing the sheets, cleaning the fish tank, because those have to be done weekly, as well as edit Wednesday's video and edit some more of the podcast. Yeah, this is kind of what I came up with for now. Again, things might change. I'm gonna have to be flexible with myself, but that is essentially how I use like time blocking, day blocking, and my digital planner to keep me organized with all the things that I have to get done. But let's talk about Google Calendar for a second, because I also use that mainly for my job. I used to use it a lot for like videos and stuff like that, but I just kind of put it all in here. Again, you should use this for like your school schedule. This helped me a ton. I put all of my assignments in Google Calendar. I color coded it per class. There's actually a really great website called syllabuddy.com that will import your PDF of your syllabus and then transform it essentially into a calendar that you can upload into Google Calendar. So like it takes all the hard work out of it for you. You don't have to like input each individual one. That was a lifesaver for me in college. So Google Calendar is your best friend, especially for school related things. However, I use it a lot now for organizing when I need to do things for my job because I am a social media manager at my like corporate job. And so as you guys can see here, I just have listed when I need to get things done, like when I'm visiting the stores, which I also have in my calendar. Again, I like to double things up so I don't miss anything, but also I really break down like what I'm doing each day for social media. I can put that in my calendar. There would just be a lot of things to look at. So this is just helpful for me because I know that this only has my work stuff in it. I know when I need to post on the Facebook account. I know when I need to post on the Instagram account and what I'm kind of posting. I differentiate different subject matters or different categories with the color coding system in Google Calendar, and that's what I love. You can color coordinate like using pins in a paper planner or the pins in my digital planner here, but there's something about Google Calendar that I just love the aesthetics and the organizational structure of it. So I do utilize that to keep myself organized, and I used it all through college. Now let's talk about Google Keep. But if you haven't heard of Google Keep and you like sticky notes, you should use this. This is something that I leave up on my screen 24/7. If you have like a Mac or anything like that, you can keep different desktops, you know? So my Keep is always on my far left desktop, and then I always keep my digital planner on another desktop, so that way I can access it from here. But typically I'm like editing it in my iPad because it's easier to write, but at least I can look at it on my computer whenever I need to. So those two things are like always up for me. And with my Google Keep, as you guys can see here, I use it a lot for YouTube video ideas, my brand deals that I'm working on, on, so that way I can keep notes of like what videos I need to make, the deadlines, anything like that. Let's Talk Tuesday IGTV ideas, even just Trek social media plans, like things that I want to start or things that we are already working on, and then as well as like real ideas, which if I ever get the time to work on those. But if you don't like the look of Google Calendar or you think that that is way too much, you can use the sticky notes to plan out your assignments. Like have a sticky note for each class, put the date on there and then the assignment, and you can like literally check it off when you've completed that assignment. And I think that would be really helpful. I just really like Google Keep. It's something new that I've started using post-grad that I really like, and you can kind of customize it and make it fun with like the little pictures at the top, which I made in like a separate website just to like make it, you know, aesthetically pleasing, and so I know what each sticky note is for. That is essentially a look at my entire organizational process, how I get it set up. But of course, if you guys want to see how I use it on a daily basis, don't forget to subscribe down below so you guys don't miss out on any other videos, because I like to share those little tidbits all the time, or on my Instagram stories, because I usually post like my today's to-do list on my Instagram stories every morning, just so you guys can see like what's on my agenda, what I need to get done, and I kind of like take you through my days in my weekly vlogs and on my Instagram, so you guys can check on how I'm doing like updates on this. But I hope this video was helpful to show you how I get it all set up. And of course, even with my planner, again, those things will change. I need to be flexible, and daily more items will be added to the list, as far as like, oh, today I have to go grocery shopping, and just like random things like that, clean the apartment. So this isn't just your end-all be-all schedule, but this is a schedule for those things that have to get done on a weekly basis to ensure that you are staying on track for things that are going on in your life, whether that be work, school, a side business, all of the above, children, pets. And at least for me, I feel a lot better after getting that done, because I do have somewhat of a guide to get me through my weeks. These past 2 weeks, like I said, with the dog have been absolutely hectic. I have not been able to get anything done, and half of it again has just been because like I don't even know where to start. Like I know I have time, but I hadn't mapped it out to where I could actually get stuff done, so I just haven't been doing anything. So I hope you guys do this, thought it was helpful, learned something new from this video, and I hope that you guys either got organized with me, or right after you're done here, you're going to stop what you're doing and get yourself organized. And today's notebook quotable, it comes from Shelby Marcus on YouTube, and hers reads, "I am resilient, born to be brilliant. You'll see me grow right through the cracks," which is from the song by Katy Perry, Resilient, which I really love and I like for this video, because even though I genuinely feel like my whole life is in shambles and crumbling as we speak, I am resilient, I am born to be brilliant, and I'm gonna get my shit together, which I did. Bloom where you are planted, and I hope that maybe you're watching this video because you also feel the same way I am, and you just are like, somebody please help me, I need to figure my shit out. I hope that you just take a deep breath and realize that like you will get through whatever stressful situation you're in. So thank you for that, Shelby. If you guys want to be the next notable quotable shout out, all you have to do is leave me a comment down below of your favorite quote, song lyric, whatever motivates you, inspires you, keeps you going, with hashtag notable quotables, so that way I can find it and I can shout you guys out in my next vlog. But I love you guys so much, more than you'll ever know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.